Welcome to Naturally Inspired Radio, where we expose what's broken in the healthcare system, connect you to real health solutions, and inspire you to take back control of your life. We want to help you feel empowered, informed, and free to live naturally without fear, confusion, or dependency. Download our latest book on real solutions for health at naturallyinspiredradio.com. Naturally Inspired Radio is a nationally syndicated show broadcast on over 100 radio stations, online platforms, video channels, and podcast feeds. Follow us on your favorite platform today, hit that like button, leave a comment, and engage in our special live stream chats, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com to learn more, register for our weekly giveaway, and explore past episodes. You can also connect directly with Tammy, follow her on all major social media platforms, and discover more about our featured guests and trusted radio partners. Are you looking for better health? Work with Tammy today and take the first step toward a healthier, more empowered lifestyle. Schedule your complimentary 30-minute lifestyle assessment to explore personalized guidance on nutrition, movement, toxin-free living, and natural beauty without pharma. Get started now and discover Tammy's preferred health products at naturallyinspiredstore.com or text Tammy directly 720-303-8868. Love the show and want to support the movement? Head over to naturallyinspiredradio.com and click on the support tab. There you'll find all the ways you can get involved. Join our Naturally Inspired community, become a preferred customer, attend one of our amazing live events, get your backstage pass for exclusive access, and connect to all things naturally inspired. Thank you for tuning in today. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
The information and other content provided on this radio show or in any linked materials is provided for informational purposes only, not intended and should not be construed as medical advice. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment.
Welcome. It is Friday, and welcome because you have made it to the end of the week. So congratulations. You did such a good job. I did such a good job in this crazy world. We're all doing a good job, I feel like. It's another beautiful day in northern Colorado. I'm going to front load the show with a little good vibes here. I'm going to share with you just a quick little video from the farm here of these brand new kittens. Everybody, I feel like, needs a little kitten therapy. Check this out. If you're listening and you can't see, I have these brand new little kitties. And this little kitty is having the dream of his life here. He seems to be just moving around and kicking and twitching. And his brother here is just overseeing him. They're so stinking cute. Don't you feel a little bit better with a little bit of kitty therapy? It's a kitty therapy thing. I don't know. It just makes me feel so much better. I've got a great show for you today. Yesterday, we talked a little bit about the World Economic Forum. We talked about the Great Reset, and I feel like this topic is sliding away. And I tell you, this happens to me all the time. It's almost like I get a little message, right? A little nudge. Hey, you should be talking about this a little bit more. And so what pops up today, if it isn't the Prime Minister of the UK talking about, yep, digital ID's coming. And if you don't adhere to it, you're not going to be able to work. This is a real problem. So that's today's daily topic. We're going to spend a little bit more time on that because, it's a synergistic approach. I said this to Jason the other day, like we're fighting so many battles. There's so many battlefields taking place right now. It's hard to know where to put your attention, but you know what? I know that my purpose is in health. And so this ties into health really. I mean, I feel like health is going to be the thing they use to weaponize against us, to make us get into the digital ID type of capture. So we're going to drill into that. I also found a really interesting video that I wanted to share with you about bot farming. And something occurred to me as I was watching that. I'll share it with you when I share the clip with you. Also, Bill Gates is over there prowling around like Bill Gates does with the UN. I believe it's the UN conference. He's just doing his work over there, which I got a lot to say about that. Hillary Clinton also kind of meandering around, trying to get her 2 cents in on things. Also, Bobby Kennedy was over there at the UN speaking about America's stance on health these days. And I felt pretty good about it, actually, because he's fighting back, really, just telling the WHO, nope, sorry, we're not going to be able to adhere to this stuff. So that was good to hear. Our health topic today, understanding how the body works in synergy. This is a really important topic because we've been kind of conditioned to think that there's like a one silver bullet type of fix when it comes to our health. And I'm here to tell you that's why you got a cabinet full of supplementation, right? And you know me, I love supplementation, but supplementation is a tool and it needs to have a purpose and you need to have a goal with it. And so I think you'll find this health topic really interesting because the body doesn't heal like one thing at a time. The body goes into homeostasis and it's kind of like, I don't know, I guess the best visual I can kind of paint for you is like, the ocean, when it rises, it lifts all boats, right? It's kind of the same thing. Like as you fill in your nutritional deficiencies, as you take out toxicity, everything kind of fills in. And so I just want to really make sure people understand that because you need to know what you're looking for when it comes to bringing your body back to homeostasis. And today's naturally inspired moment, of course, we've got a good one for you. So let's get started, shall we? The UK. You know what? This video I'm going to share with you, I actually thought it might be fake. Do you ever feel that way, you know, because you know what you know, and you feel like somebody's telling you something and it's just like, so you knew it. You knew it was coming. You knew exactly why it's coming. You know, all this stuff, you know, because you're a proud tinfoil hat wearer, just like me, I'm sure. Otherwise you wouldn't be watching this. But then when you see it roll out, you're like, is this fake? Did somebody like create this video? And that is the feeling I got from listening to the PM of the UK. Check this out, you guys.
And that is why today I am announcing this government will make a new free of charge digital ID mandatory for the right to work by the end of this Parliament. Let me spell that out. You will not be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID. It's as simple as that. Because decent, pragmatic, fair-minded people, they want us to tackle the issues that they see around them. And of course, the truth is, we won't solve our problems if we don't also take on the root causes, looking upstream.
You guys, is it just me, or does this sound like a speech straight out of Hunger Games? Like, please, somebody debunk this for me. Somebody tell me that this is not real, that this is an AI-generated video. Please, somebody tell me that. Tell me, please, 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 because that to me sounds like it was yanked out of the storyline of the Hunger Games. I mean, we're telling you what to do, and you will do it because pragmatic people. This government, I mean, I hate to, you know, criticize another country from outside the country, because I usually try to not do that, because I feel it all the time. People in, you know, in Canada specifically, because I'm from there and I know people there, and they criticize the American government and what's going on in America. And sometimes I'm so frustrated by that, because I don't know where they get their news from, but I do know their news is censored. And I feel like that is not my life. That is not my life. You know, how is it that you're living in a totally different country, but yet you think you know what's going on in my life? I live here in the United States of America, legally, I might add. But I live here, and you are telling me this interpretation of what you think is going on here based on this BS narrative that is so-called the CBC, that is funded by your government. Like, you have no idea. I'm a business owner in the United States of America, and I've been a business owner for a really long time. I know how Trump's policies have impacted our lives, and it ain't in a bad way. Sorry to say. So you can hate him all you want, but half the stuff, more than half the stuff you say, I would say like 90% of the stuff that comes out of people that believe the CBC over there in Canada. Of course, I'm not talking about the trucker convoy and people like that. I'm talking about these people who just, you know, have verbal diarrhea about how Americans live, and Americans are to blame, and, you know, America did this and America did that. You don't, please come visit. Stay here in my rural town for a week or so. You'll see what it's truly like to live here, and how people are, and how much actually they love you. You know, and it's so I try not to criticize other countries, because I don't live there, and I am keenly aware that the propaganda that comes out to manipulate other countries to think certain ways about your country could be just that, propaganda, right? That said, I've been expecting the digital ID. And so it's very believable to me that this is probably going to happen and roll out there in the UK. Of course, we've seen the videos and the narrative of what's going on in the UK as well. Don't know if it affects the average person, you know? Are they living totally unaffected by that? Is that propaganda? We don't really know. But I do know this. We as Americans need to be keenly aware of the digital ID, and I'll tell you why when we come back.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturalinspiredраdio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen. Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, sow health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturalinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturalinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturalinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturalinspiredradio.com.
Welcome back. I want to remind you, I have this fantastic cellular reset. You guys, I'm going to be really going off about this because I cannot believe the difference in me just not taking it for a little over a week now. I'm just feeling a little bit groggier. I'm definitely not recovering as quickly from my workouts. I feel a little sore. I don't know. I just can't quite put my finger on it, but like usually I'm zipping around. And this week, I've just felt like, especially the last 3 days, I've just felt like a little bogged down. Nothing, huge, but definitely noticeable. And the only thing that is changed is I'm not taking the cellular reset. Dang it. So I need to take my own advice. My order should be arriving today, though. I'm so excited it should be here today. I can't wait to get back on that stuff. Anyway, if you feel like that, if you feel like, experiencing a little fatigue, maybe you feel like you have inflammation, maybe you just feel like, what is going on? I just can't get that kind of, zip in my step. This might be a good solution. Now, I always say there's no silver bullet, right? But man, this is definitely part of my tool set that I don't want to give up. So I think it might have the same effect on you. So go to naturallyinspiredstore.com, click on the cellular reset, get yourself some today. Next week, I'm going to dive deeper into the ingredients and whatnot, because like I said, I'm going to be telling you about it a lot now, because I now know what its impact truly is. You don't totally recognize it. You feel a little better, but this is how we are as humans. When we're feeling good, we're like, yeah, everything's great. But like, we don't really have the gratitude for it until it's gone. And then once it's like, oh, wait a minute here, something's changed. Then all of a sudden we're like, wow, man, I was really feeling good back then. So I guess this was a good reminder for me, and maybe it happened for this reason so that I could share this story. I don't know, but I tell you, I can't wait to get back on it. So get on over to naturallyinspiredstore.com, get yourself a bottle of it. You take it with a teaspoon in some soda water every day. I take it around 3:00 when I'm sitting here with you. You'll be so glad you did. If you have questions about it, just text me 720-303-8868. Again, that's our cellular reset at naturallyinspiredstore.com. Okay, I have a graphic for you about digital identity. Let's just put it up. I have it in front of me too, so I'll be able to read it easily. So, you know the people who you've been trying to convince that something's not right. The people, in your family, maybe, or friends that, just have that cognitive dissonance. What are you talking about? You're a conspiracy theorist. Well, let's just look at the possibility here with what this guy is talking about, digital ID. He's telling you straight up that in the UK, you will not be able to be employed without it. Listen to this, okay? It will affect every area of your life. We're talking healthcare, okay, specifically. So just imagine if you had digital ID like this that was tied to your financial services, so your bank accounts, your employment, okay? And it was tied to your food, your ability to purchase food, your ability to travel, your ability to, get access to different services like EMT and whatnot, your ability to shop online, your ability to use social media platforms, even possibly your ability to vote. And then, of course, your ability to communicate with people. That means via text or, even emergency services like alerts and whatnot. Imagine, that's just the surface of this stuff. This is enslavement. It's not just digital banking. For goodness sakes, if you think this is just digital banking, man, you're exactly what the globalists are counting on. If you're one of those people that is like, what are you talking about? I mean, we already do everything digital anyway. You are precisely who the globalists are counting on so that they can achieve their agenda. This is mass control. This is a power grab. Just imagine. No access because you won't comply. And you know what? There's even a cascading level to this, because if your children are 18 or under 18, well, you're personally responsible for your children. So imagine you want to make a decision about your child's health care, and you do. And because of that, now maybe you're being punished in any of these areas because you didn't make the right decision based on CDC guidelines at the time or FDA guidelines at the time. You don't have to be, like a space engineer here. You don't have to have space engineer intellect to understand how badly this could go and how quickly it could get there. We're talking one health scare, right? One public manufactured health scare. And you could be out of this digital system and not able to operate in society. Oh, you're being hyperbolic. Am I though? Am I? Listen, Kamala Harris told you when she was running for president. Yes, I think I would be for monitoring how much beef Americans eat. I don't really think people need more than, maybe one hamburger a week. Do you want a government deciding what you eat on a daily basis? That's what they're after. That is what they're after, because don't forget, yesterday we talked about climate change, right? And I introduced you, and maybe it's probably not an introduction to many of you because this audience is so, they're so well read, so well informed. But I mentioned to you that, climate change, it's not about climate change is a commercial ad campaign. This term, climate change, came from a boardroom, from some very, maybe you could call them creative. I wouldn't give them that much credit, but, a creative marketing team. Understand that that's where these lines come from. That is where they are born, through the efforts to push through an agenda, to be able to launch an entire product line where they're selling those products. Listen, we have food. We have cows. We have meat available to us. We have chickens, right? We have all this stuff. Yet Bill Gates is developing and pouring money into synthetic forms of these things that are available in nature. And he's conning you into believing that the synthetic form is better than the natural form because cue climate change. If you don't start looking after the planet, climate change, you won't have a planet to live on, climate change. Just really stop and, step outside the paradigm here and think about that and what kind of nonsense that is. That the earth, that Mother Nature would be able to get to a point where it's not able to facilitate animals for you to eat. Like, all you got to do is go on a road trip through the United States. Have you been on a road trip through the United States lately? Because, the way these people talk about climate change and how people are the problem, people are creating the problem, you're heating the way they talk about that, you would expect that there was no elbow room here in the United States of America. You would expect that people were packed in like sardines all over the place, just, and it could not be further from the truth. When you go out on a road trip in America, I'm telling you, in the Midwest anyway, Colorado, New Mexico, all the way down to Arizona, Utah, Idaho. I've been all over these roads. And I'll tell you, there is a lot of space. There is a lot of space. It's not about overpopulation. It is about a campaign to achieve mass control over the population. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a minute. This is Naturally Inspired Radio.
Are achy joints holding you back? Are you tired of stiffness slowing you down? It's time to restore with Joint Restore Gummies from Prosper CBD. These delicious strawberry-flavored gummies aren't just tasty, they're designed to soothe joint discomfort, promote flexibility, and help you move freely again. No more messy creams or bitter pills. Just one gummy a day to get you back to doing what you love. Best of all, no prescription needed.
My husband was headed towards knee surgery, and I was having hip pain. A friend recommended these. We tried them, and they worked great. We noticed a difference right away.
Right now, Prosper Wellness is offering a special deal, so don't wait. Go to jointrestore1.com. That's jointrestore1.com. Grab your Joint Restore gummies today. Be sure to use the promo code TAMMY, TAMMY, for 20% off your order.
Did you know 80% of beef consumed in the U.S. comes from 4 major corporations, much of it being imported or processed with additives? Want real beef from a real farm? Pumpkin Creek Ranch does things the right way. Local, grass-fed, dry-aged beef with no additives, no shortcuts, just honest quality.
Pumpkin Creek Ranch beef is the real deal. I love knowing exactly where my meat comes from. No additives, no nonsense, just honest quality beef.
Best beef I've ever had. You can taste the difference. Rich, tender, and packed with real flavor. Plus, supporting a local ranch makes it even better.
From pasture to plate, they raise their cattle with care, so you can get rich, natural flavor that only real ranching can provide. Stock your freezer with premium beef you can trust. Visit pumpkincreekranchco.com or call 970-658-0176.
Did you know that detoxing daily can help remove up to 70% of the toxins in your body? Let me share 3 real stories about how Greska's C60 has helped people feel their best every day. John from Denver, Colorado says,
I've always struggled with seasonal allergies, but since I started taking Greska C60 every day, my symptoms have significantly improved. I don't feel congested or tired all the time. It's been an amazing daily detox for my body, and I feel so much more energized.
Emily from Portland, Oregon says,
As an athlete, I was looking for a way to keep my body clean and detoxed. Greska C60 has been a great addition to my routine. I feel less bloated and I feel more clear-headed. Plus, it's helped me with occasional muscle stiffness and aches after intense workouts.
Visit c60.com or call 720-600-6040 today to start your own journey. Use promo code TAMMY at checkout for a special discount.
Don't forget to book your free 30-minute consultation with me. I smile because I've just been having some great consultations lately, meaning that so many more people are starting to understand that the current healthcare model is not one that facilitates, I hate to use the H word, so I'll say a different H word, homeostasis. Because I'm not allowed to say the other one. But it's true. This paradigm that we're living in, this healthcare model, it breeds and facilitates dependency. And there's only one solution in that paradigm. And that solution is pills. And unfortunately, those pills cause a lot of side effects, and I'm talking about chronic illness here. I think, I probably don't say that enough, that I am all about emergency medicine, and I'm grateful that we have a emergency medicine program here within our healthcare system that is second to none. And I have gratitude for it. I have the utmost respect for people that save lives, and so I probably don't say that enough. And so I'm saying that now. But in terms of chronic illness, I am begging you, okay? I don't care if you come. If you want to come and join the Naturally Inspired community, you are so welcome here, right? But I'm begging you to get outside the medical model. Every day, I am talking to people who are on multiple medications that could have been prevented years ago. Let me tell you this. The body whispers before it screams, meaning you do not wake up one day, in your 50s, in your 60s with diabetes. It doesn't happen that way. There are signals and communication coming from your body for years before it finally throws in the towel and says, I got to amp up the communication here. They're not hearing me. That's your body talking to you. And we need to shift the way we're interpreting communication coming from the body. Guess what? You're not getting the communication from your doctor. You shouldn't be. You should be getting the communication from your body and then, looking for solutions, right? This is what's going on in my body, but like the whole thing is just rotten to the core at this point. 6-minute visits with your practitioner, because of health insurance. Health insurance dictates the kind of treatment that you can get and when you can get it. Your doctor's not making any decisions at this point. All the decisions are being made from your health care provider insurance company. It's all coming from that. And guess what? They have a fiduciary responsibility to their shareholders, not necessarily their patients. So keep that in mind, because it feels a little scary to venture out on your own. Because you think you've been conditioned for years and years and years that you're dumb. You don't know anything about medicine. You didn't go to medical school. Don't confuse your Google degree with my medical degree. Well, isn't that ironic now? Isn't it? Because actually, with the help of AI and the help of the internet, you can get a hold of almost any bit of information that you need if you know where to look and how to ask. And so I would infer that actually you have better resources at your fingertips than your doctor does, because your doctor is running from exam room to exam room to exam room all day, spending 6 to 10 minutes with each patient. And he's expected to take notes and to make sure he's giving out, referrals and responding to insurance companies to try to fight for coverage and all that. She's got a lot on her plate, right? You, on the other hand, are focused on some communication coming from your body, and you're able to look up all the information that you need to know. So who do you think's more qualified at this point? You know what I'm saying? But we have to build back our confidence in being able to help ourselves go into these appointments saying, hey, I'd like to be tested for the MTHFR gene mutation. Can you do that for me? Go in with questions like, I want to get off this medication. Will you help me? Because I am not suggesting anybody I'm not giving medical advice. Never, ever get off your medication without your doctor's permission. You need to embark on these journeys with a professional, all the stuff, right? But what I am saying is you got to ask the right questions. What happens if I don't go on this med, doc? What's the worst case scenario here? We're never told to ask these questions. We just take the information and we're like, well, my doctor said. And here's the thing. Your doctor's captured. Even if they want to do things differently, even if they want to instruct you on nutrition, even if they want to, there's no way for them to get paid for that if they're captured under an insurance model. And if you go to a doctor who is running their own business, independently owned, guess what? They don't take your insurance. And that's what we're dealing with. You can't even get the care that you want, and they couldn't give it to you if they wanted to, because there's no code for billing for taking you off of medication. There's no code for, hey, you need to take a look at your lifestyle here. There's no code for Do 40 squats after you eat so you can make sure you can manage your blood sugar. They can't bill for that. And I think we're down to like 12% of physicians in our country that actually work for themselves. The rest of the physicians work for hospital systems. And guess what? Hospital systems are owned by insurance companies, largely. Not all, but a lot. We're left to minimal community hospitals that are actually funded by community and nonprofit donations. There's very few of those left in the country. They've all been eaten up by the megacorp. And the megacorp is in bed with your major insurance providers. So when I say this thing is like a mess, I'm telling you, it's a mess from the deep roots of it, Even, and we have such lawfare in this country that even some of these practitioners, if they wanted to do the things, that they knew were right, or that they came into new information, new studies, new research, they can't implement it because all the protocols are dictated from the top down. This is what we saw with COVID. You had physicians, and it makes me sick to think about it. I'm thinking about one video in particular where somebody went into the emergency room and he was dealing with a physician, and the physician said, contact your local politician, buddy, because I can't do anything about it. Because he was questioning, why did you ask her if she got the vaccine, if the vaccine doesn't cause any side effects, right? Why are you asking her that? Why is that the first question you're asking? I heard you ask, my loved one it, and I heard you ask somebody else it as well. Why are you asking that question? And if you know it's injuring people, why aren't you saying anything about it? And the attending physician said, you got a problem with it, buddy? Call your local politician. Do I need to remind you that Kamala Harris said, if Trump rolls out that vaccine, I would never take that vaccine. Fast forward, Biden wins the election. Get your vaccine. It isn't left and right, everybody. It isn't left and right. The left and right paradigm keeps us at each other's throats while the puppet masters from above pull all the strings and cash the checks. Time to take personal responsibility. Good news, you can do it. You're listening to Naturally Inspired Radio. I'm Tammy Cuthbert-Garcia. Next up, our Naturally Inspired moment. Can't wait. We'll be right back.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, cell health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
Visit naturallyinspiredstore.com today. Everybody needs collagen. If you're over the age of 25, everybody needs collagen. You know, that kind of fascia that holds your whole body together. Oh yeah, that's, you need collagen in order to keep that, flexible and moving. Everybody says, oh, it's just part of aging that you get kind of locked up and stiff and your bones, you feel creaky. No. It's because you are lacking collagen. And this collagen that I recommend and promote and have for well over a year now, because I absolutely love it, is fantastic. It's a low molecular weight, so it's highly absorbable. Even people that have gut issues get results with this collagen. So get yours today at naturallyinspiredstore.com. Just click on the collagen picture right there on the website and get yours ordered. Don't forget, when you are a customer, just for being a customer of Naturally Inspired, you get access to our community. And that means you get access to my direct health text line. It is me. It is not a bot or an automated service. It is truly me. I love doing this work. I love connecting with you. And that's why I've set it up this way so that I can communicate with you one-on-one. Not only that, you get my Tuesday night workshops that are at 7 o'clock Mountain Time. Every week we talk about a different health topic. Last week we talked about SSRIs. The week before that, we talked about indoor air and quality and how important that is. And I think the week before might have been water. And the week before that was the vagus nerve. So there's a different topic every week so you can kind of get exposed to all of the things that you should be doing to curate health in your life, because health is synergistic. Okay, visit naturallyinspiredstore.com. I want to get to our naturally inspired moment today, because I've been talking to a lot of people lately that feel like they, like I'm their last resort. I feel like, they've been a lot of places, they've been told a lot of stuff, and they're overwhelmed, and they feel like they're out of options when it comes to their health. And I'm here to tell you, when you get to that point, that's the time when you really have to push through. Because right before you're at that point, that is a sign you're about to have a breakthrough. So for today's Naturally Inspired moment, I want to talk about how to pull up and out of giving up. Okay. So we all hit those moments where it feels easier to give up than to keep going. The weight of challenges, setbacks or slow progress or no progress can trick us into believing that it's just not worth it. It's never going to happen. But the truth is, your breakthrough often sits just beyond that point of giving up. So today I'm talking about 5 strategies to rise above your discouragement. Number 1, reconnect with your original why, meaning what is the greater purpose here? When I talk to people, everybody, a lot of people have something. They're like, oh, I really want to dedicate, my life to helping veterans, but I just don't have any energy. Or I really have this vision for being a volunteer. I want to get out in nature and, plant trees and replenish nature. Everybody has something, a bigger purpose that they feel called to do. But when you're not feeling well, it kind of dims that light. And so you can get bogged down and then you lose that kind of guiding light. So really important to visit why. What's the compelling future, right? What's the thing that drives you forward? Write it out. If it's been a long time since you visited it in your mind's eye, write it out. What could you be doing? What would excite you? And bring it back into the front part of your mind. So ask yourself why you started in the first place, right? When you anchor back to your mission, whether it's for your health or your family or your purpose, you'll reignite the spark to push forward. Number 2, break it into smaller wins. Because, the finish line is only a couple seconds in time. And this very valuable lesson I learned from running marathons, right? You cross the finish line and that it's over like that, all this training, all this preparation, I like to run marathons traveling. I use it as an excuse to travel from race to race. And, all this preparation, the travel, the everything that goes into training for a race like that. And it's over like that. I realized, if I was actually doing it just for the finish line, snapshot, it would not be worth it. What I was doing it for is really to strengthen myself, to push my physical capability and also my mental capacity, right? Because sticking to a routine like that transformed me. It transformed me into the kind of person that could do hard stuff like that. And so it isn't about the finish line. It is about the transformation process, the transformation you're making day to day when you make different decisions. So celebrate those wins, because overwhelm often leads to quitting. If you think, oh my gosh, I'm way back here and I've got all that way to go, Lord, it can be overwhelming, right? So celebrate the small things. Shift your focus to the next small step, not the entire mountain. Celebrating tiny victories, because that builds momentum and retrains your mind for perseverance. Number 3, change your environment. Sometimes the problem isn't you, it's what's around you. So step outside, move your body, or change your scenery. Fresh energy creates fresh perspective, helping you rise above the urge to give in. I was just talking to somebody about this the other day who feels like he's stuck in the same routine, right? It's like Groundhog's Day, eating the same foods, just kind of feeling the same way. And I said, what about taking a trip? Like taking a trip. Yeah, take a trip solo. Like just even having to focus on, planning that trip, getting out of that does a lot for the patterns, your thought patterns that are, basically burned into your thought mind, your neural pathways. Oh, now I got to think about something else. I kind of have to. Well, that feels uncomfortable. Good. When it feels uncomfortable, it means you're making changes. And if you don't like the results you have right now, you have to go through the uncomfortable phase until you feel better. It's just the way growth goes. So change your environment. Number 4, lean into community, because isolation breeds discouragement. Reach out to someone who believes in you. Get some encouragement. Ask somebody for some encouragement. We can get so, just like caught up in our own thought processes that sometimes we forget, like, hey, I'm actually a resource to other people. And They may be caught up in their own lives, but hey, I'm going to throw out some encouragement here for them because I'm thinking about them. And then, don't be shy because the people that you love, they may just be busy and they may not have given you any encouragement lately. Ask for it. Like, seriously, ask for it. Just go, you know what? I just feel like nothing. I just feel like I need a little encouragement. Can you give me some encouragement? I'd be like, if someone asked me that, I'd be like, heck yeah, let me see. Let me think, because I've been watching you. I know what you do. I know what you're doing. Yeah, I can. This is what I'd be happy to do that for people. And I think other people are too. We just don't ask for it. Seems like what a weird thing to ask for. But if you're not getting it, you need to ask for, they're not mind readers. Ladies, ask for it. It's not that crazy. So lean into community. Choose growth over perfection. I feel like this is kind of a repeat. Like I've said that over and over again, but I think it needs to be said. It needs to be said. We expect perfection from ourselves, a lot of us. And so giving up often comes from expecting flawless results, expecting speedy results, expecting linear results. Like good, right? And it's all linear. Problem is that's not the way life is. And that's not even the way your body works. It goes up, it goes down. I mean, you can eat a little bit more salt and suddenly you wake up the next day and you've put on 2 pounds and you're like, I gained 2 pounds overweight overnight. No, you didn't. You can't gain 2 pounds of fat overnight. You put some water on. And guess what? It will come off. You know what I'm saying? So like, you can't be fixated on the way it's going to go. You just have to kind of ride the wave and trust that you're headed towards the finish line. Because as long as you've picked a path, you are headed towards the finish line. Remember, giving up is temporary impulse, but staying the course is permanent investment in who you are becoming. This is Naturally Inspired Radio. I'm Tammy Cuthbert Garcia. Be right back.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio. Save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
Nearly 40% of Americans struggle with a $400 emergency expense. An extra $300 a month can be the difference between stability and financial stress.
Are you feeling the pinch of rising expenses? Imagine what an extra $300, $500, or even $1,000 a month can do for you. Introducing a simple 3-step system designed to help you create a steady income without the overwhelm. Step 1, follow our easy-to-use plan. Step 2, take small, consistent actions. Step 3, stay motivated with weekly coaching designed to keep you on track and moving forward. Whether you're saving for a family vacation, paying down debt, or just looking for breathing room, this system is for you. You don't need special skills, just the desire to make change. Join a growing community of success stories today. Visit simpleincome.info or text 720-764-7448.
Welcome to Naturally Inspired Radio, where we expose what's broken in the healthcare system, connect you to real health solutions, and inspire you to take back control of your life. We want to help you feel empowered, informed, and free to live naturally without fear, confusion, or dependency. Download our latest book on real solutions for health at naturallyinspiredradio.com. Naturally Inspired Radio is a nationally syndicated show broadcast on over 100 radio stations, online platforms, video channels, and podcast feeds. Follow us on your favorite platform today, hit that like button, leave a comment, and engage in our special live stream chats, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com to learn more, register for our weekly giveaway, and explore past episodes. You can also connect directly with Tammy, follow her on all major social media platforms, and discover more about our featured guests and trusted radio partners. Are you looking for better health? Work with Tammy today and take the first step toward a healthier, more empowered lifestyle. Schedule your complimentary 30-minute lifestyle assessment to explore personalized guidance on nutrition, movement, toxin-free living, and natural beauty without pharma. Get started now and discover Tammy's preferred health products at naturallyinspiredstore.com or text Tammy directly 720-303-8868. Love the show and want to support the movement? Head over to naturallyinspiredradio.com and click on the support tab. There you'll find all the ways you can get involved. Join our Naturally Inspired community, become a preferred customer, attend one of our amazing live events, get your backstage pass for exclusive access, and connect to all things naturally inspired. Thank you for tuning in today. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturallyinspiredradio.com/collagen.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio. Save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
The information and other content provided on this radio show or in any linked materials is provided for informational purposes only, not intended and should not be construed as medical advice. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment.
Welcome back to Naturally Inspired Radio. So glad you're joining me today. This is the second hour. Gosh, my time with you goes by so incredibly fast. But if you're joining us just new at the second hour, I want to just fill you in on what we've been talking about. We've been talking a lot about the digital ID. I'm bringing back awareness to the Great Reset. Yesterday, we talked a lot about the original agenda of the Great Reset, and we even visited some old videos, you know, from your favorites, like Noah Harari. Why do I always want to? Because it's I don't know, Harari. You know, the little bald guy. The little bald guy from the World Economic Forum. I always forget his name. Anyway, we revisited how he wants to get under your skin. You know, like, let's not forget where this whole thing came from over the last 5 years, right? There is an agenda here. It is the Great Reset. And today, the UK announced that they will be moving over to a digital ID in the UK. And if you do not have one, it doesn't look like you're going to be able to work there if you do not have one. So here we are, right? I mean, we really got to pay attention now because the digital ID is more than just your digital banking password. It is more than your digital, quote, ID. There's a whole lot of other things that come with it. It involves your health record. It involves your carbon footprint. It involves your ability to purchase, you know, online. Because now, I mean, that even happened to us today. This morning, we were up and out the door early this morning, and we went into a little local coffee shop, and Jason had some cash in his hand. And, you know, it's like you're an alien if you're paying for something with cash these days. And that's because, you know, we've been programmed and conditioned to accept everything done online, to accept the digital world. And that's what these guys have been pushing for. You know, the Eric Schmidts of the world, the Ray Kurzweils of the world. These guys have been pushing for the digital revolution and the biological revolution for quite some time. They are in a race to capture it first. And we are the slaves that they're wanting to capture. So digital ID is far more than just a, you know, digital identification system. Far, far more. And everybody ought to be aware of that. So we've been talking about that. And of course, that ties right into our healthcare system and why it is crucial that you take personal responsibility for your health now. Now is the time, you know, and the good news is that you can. You can still. So get yourself better results by guiding your own optimum health journey. Of course, you can do it in the community of Naturally Inspired as well. So text me 720-303-8868 and I'll tell you how. Let's get into some stories today because there's an interesting one about this came to my attention because I think I mentioned yesterday that Obama's like, oh, the current administration. How does he talk? You know how he talks? So his cadence is so rhythm, you know, it's a rhythm. He really talks like this. And, you know, it's like, it's very performative. Anyway, I saw a video of him and he's calling your new health information. So basically the administration, the HHS, Bobby Kennedy, they're calling the truth about health violence. And I was watching that video and I thought, oh my gosh, well, first of all, I want to go to the comments and see what people are saying. And I noticed that all the comments were negative, you know, and I went to his post on this, right? And all the comments were negative. And I thought, that's interesting. Is everybody seeing those comments? Or are those comments being curated for me? Because we can't forget that the virtual reality online is carefully curated for you. It is your algorithm. It is designed to keep you online. That is the primary function of these social media platforms, is keeping you on them, They need to capture your attention, and they do that with a very curated algorithm that pleases you. Because guess what? When you're pleased, when you're outraged, these are the emotions that they know keep you plugged in to these social media platforms. And so it occurred to me, like, not only are my posts being curated, but my comments are being curated. So, I'm like, I didn't think about the comments being curated, but guess what? They paid off. I went to the comments because I wanted to see people telling him basically, you know what, where to go. And guess what? They were telling him where to go. Do you see? Like, this thing is feeding our brains exactly the way they know we want them fed. Ugh, gave me kind of the chills. It's like, wow. So then I came across this video today and I'm like, oh, this is perfect illustration. So for those of you watching online, watch this clip, because this is what you call a bot farm. And for those of you listening on the radio, I will do a little narration over the top of it because I don't think they actually talk in it. It's just some music. So let's go to the clip. So what we're seeing here is a bot farm. There is an entire wall of cell phones here hooked up to online, and they are automating how they're using it, right? What they're clicking on, what they're liking, what they're commenting. And they have entire farms like this. Some are foreign. I'm sure some are American, but the point is they're using these bot farms because every keystroke, everything you like, everything you comment on, it drives the algorithm. And these bot farm runners, the people who run these bot farms, they study algorithms. So they know what content to put out. They know what to like. They know who to argue with to create the algorithm to get more visibility on that topic. So the next time, before you go arguing with somebody in your comments, understand that you have no way of knowing, unless you know that person, you know what I mean? But otherwise, if it's a stranger, you have no idea if you're arguing with a bot. And I've just come to the conclusion that everybody that's rude to me online, it's a bot. It's helped me. And I think it's probably, like the other day, what did I post? Oh, yes, I was posting about autism. I said, autism does need to be cured because, you're seeing the people freak out about Tylenol and take Tylenol and OD on Tylenol just to spite Bobby Kennedy. It's absolutely bizarre. But anyway, there's also a backlash of these people who, in my opinion, do not have autism. Because if you're arguing against finding a cure for autism, you don't have autism. Because autism, you ask the mother of an autistic child, a biomedical autistic child, a dad of a biomedical autistic child. I'm talking about autism. I'm talking about head banging. I'm talking about nonverbal. I'm talking about toe walking. It's so incredibly painful for these families. And I don't have to tell you because they, speak out all the time, but they say, yes, we do. Yes, we do need a cure for autism. Now, those other things I covered this week, I think the widening of the spectrum of diagnosis of autism does a huge disservice to biomedical autism. So anyway, I tweeted something about that, and sure enough, in the comments, tell me exactly why I need to be cured. Listen, if you're typing to me online that you don't need to be cured from autism, you don't have autism. Yeah, I said it. You don't. Okay? Maybe you got some other things going on. I'm not denying you your diagnosis or any diagnosis. I'm just saying if you're conversing with me, you don't have the right to say we don't need to cure autism. Okay? All right. Stay tuned. Got some news on Bill Gates and the WHO coming up that you're not going to want to miss. We'll be right back.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturalinspiredраdio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen. Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, sow health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturalinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturalinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturalinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturalinspiredradio.com.
Welcome back. Shout out to Naturally Inspired Radio partners this week. We've had a number of them on. We had Mark Squibb with liveO2.com. LiveO2.com. That's an oxygen training program. Mark is helping people recover with cognitive issues of all kinds. So visit liveO2.com today. Also, we had Chris Berg from Prosper Wellness on, and he shared some great information about CBD and boswellia, which is also frankincense, which I found so interesting. A wonderful formula in a gummy, tastes great, works fantastic. So visit jointrestore1.com, use promo code Tammy for a little extra savings on your CBD gummies. And we also had Gabe Doe on yesterday. I feel like Gabe's like famous, like Good Brew's getting famous because so many of you use that product and love it. So Gabe was on. We had a great conversation about the link of your gut microbiome and your overall optimum health. So that was awesome. Goodbrew.com. That's goodbru.com. Again, use promo code Tammy because all of these people offer you a little extra savings. Also, you know that Pumpkin Creek Ranch is one of my favorites as well, a provider of beef. And again, use promo code Tammy for a little bit of savings there. We're so grateful for that regenerative farm with the most awesome tasting beef I've ever had. And they deliver all over the country. So make sure you get your beef from them. And then Living Well Nutrition as well. Dr. Christy Hall. We love her and we're so grateful for her support through the years. And she offers wonderful ways to detox and nutritional counseling along with genetics as well. So a great resource, livingwellnutrition.com. So grateful for all of our radio partners. We could not do this without them and without you and your support. So if you're needing vitamins, if you're needing clean products of any sort, laundry detergent, makeup, personal care products, we have a hookup for you. I've partnered with a company that's been around since 1956. I trust them. They have a money-back guarantee on all of their products for a lifetime, and that's why I've partnered with them. So you can get all of your household needs, and rest assured it's all clean and non-toxic at naturallyinspiredstore.com. So thank you so much for all of your support. We are so grateful for this audience and the difference that we are making in health culture in our country, because we are in desperate need of a change of health culture in our country. Bill Gates knows it, and he's trying to capitalize on it. This is a man that doesn't look too healthy himself, if I do say so. You know, he's looking a little, what is the word? Peaked? A little pale? A little sullen? I'm sorry, but if there ever was a supervillain, I think maybe Bill Gates might be it. He'd be perfect in like an Austin Powers movie, I feel like. Anyway, let's hear from Bill, because he's out there, banging the drum for his ad campaign yet again. Here he is.
Very, very important meeting. The issue of health and climate will be discussed at length. That's never gotten the attention it deserves. The issue of food systems and how with climate change, a lot of farmers aren't able to grow their crops, which is a tragedy for them.
That's okay. I think we've had enough of Bill Gates anyway. I don't really need to hear the rest of the clip. The hair stands up on my arms when I listen to Bill talk. So, what Bill's talking about here is his advertising campaign that came from likely a PR firm and a boardroom where they concocted another way. You remember it used to be global warming? Remember that? And then global warming wasn't working anymore because we were actually starting to head into an ice age. So they abandoned the global warming thing and they went with a much broader campaign called climate change, because we all know the climate changes. We have seasons, the climate changes for sure. So look at it for what it is. It is a campaign that has been launched in order to usher in solutions for climate change. And it just so happens that Bill Gates is heavily invested in all the products and services and resources that solve climate change. And anybody, anybody who is, actively out there like the Bill Gateses, and they're talking about climate change, you don't have to look very far to realize why they're so fixated on climate change. It's because they are producing products that are solutions for climate change. And, to a degree, I get that. But when you're talking about things like water, and you're talking about things like natural ways to produce food, like how the earth is intended to be harvested, and you want to synthesize all that and patent it for your own profit, and you also want control on it, because see, Bill Gates has a pattern here. He does the old Rockefeller method. And the Rockefeller method really emerged with the spawn of pharmaceuticals, right? So David Rockefeller was actually the first person to be labeled a snake oil salesman. He was going door to door selling this, mixture that actually had like some kind of petrochemical in it. And he was selling that to everybody, saying it was pretty much the miracle cure. That's where the term snake oil actually stemmed from, is from him. And then when they realized that they could use petrochemicals to synthesize and create pharmaceuticals in pill form, well, then they went to work on regulating the medical model. And the way they did that is they hired a school teacher by the name of Flexner to go out and assess medical modalities, things like homeopathics, things like, herbs and things that occurred naturally in nature. And he compiled a report, the Flexner report, that basically laid out what was going to be the gold standard for medicine in the coming years. And that right there was Rockefeller medicine. And it just so happens that Rockefeller medicine was based off of petrochemicals. And so they actively lobbied and politicized health so that they could get all the homeopathy colleges and all the natural medicine workers put out of business because they didn't adhere to the new gold standard of pharmaceuticals. And that was the birth of this medical system that we now all have to live in this country. We don't have to yet. Feels like it. Feels like there's severe consequences when you don't adhere to it. Anyway, Bill Gates does the same thing. He did it with Microsoft, right? Basically owned a monopoly on it. And that's what he looks to do with his new products and his new line of work, which happens to be health. He's in the vaccine business, right? He wants to mandate these products into the marketplace and push any other solutions out by demeaning them and lobbying to get them made illegal. That is what he does. And he has done that in India, and he would love to do that here in the United States, where we don't use farmland to produce food, but that we use laboratories to produce food. And therefore, he can have the patent on things like lab-grown meat and, by the way, toilet water, because he's working on a system right now, because water's going to be scarce in the future. Get ready for it, because water's going to become a real problem. You want to know why water's going to become a real problem? We are going to need massive data centers in order to build the infrastructure for artificial intelligence and the advancements in AI, the virtual reality that they want everybody to be living in. That's going to require multiple massive data centers. And these data centers, guess what? Right now, the only way they really know how to cool these data centers right now is water. And so any access to water, you're going to see data centers popping up in the most rural of cities and towns. You're going to see them pop up close to oceanside property because they need water. And it is a lot of water. They've even experimented, Google has experimented with like a submersive data center. Almost like it's a submarine that they can place a data center inside and put it underwater so that it can be cooled. That's the era we're moving into, everybody. You're listening to Naturally Inspired Radio. When we come back, more stories and, of course, our health topic. You're not going to want to miss it.
Are achy joints holding you back? Are you tired of stiffness slowing you down? It's time to restore with Joint Restore Gummies from Prosper CBD. These delicious strawberry-flavored gummies aren't just tasty, they're designed to soothe joint discomfort, promote flexibility, and help you move freely again. No more messy creams or bitter pills. Just one gummy a day to get you back to doing what you love. Best of all, no prescription needed.
My husband was headed towards knee surgery, and I was having hip pain. A friend recommended these. We tried them, and they worked great. We noticed a difference right away.
Right now, Prosper Wellness is offering a special deal, so don't wait. Go to jointrestore1.com. That's jointrestore1.com. Grab your Joint Restore gummies today. Be sure to use the promo code TAMMY, TAMMY, for 20% off your order.
Did you know 80% of beef consumed in the U.S. comes from 4 major corporations, much of it being imported or processed with additives? Want real beef from a real farm? Pumpkin Creek Ranch does things the right way. Local, grass-fed, dry-aged beef with no additives, no shortcuts, just honest quality.
Pumpkin Creek Ranch beef is the real deal. I love knowing exactly where my meat comes from. No additives, no nonsense, just honest quality beef.
Best beef I've ever had. You can taste the difference. Rich, tender, and packed with real flavor. Plus, supporting a local ranch makes it even better.
From pasture to plate, they raise their cattle with care, so you can get rich, natural flavor that only real ranching can provide. Stock your freezer with premium beef you can trust. Visit pumpkincreekranchco.com or call 970-658-0176.
Did you know that detoxing daily can help remove up to 70% of the toxins in your body? Let me share 3 real stories about how Greska's C60 has helped people feel their best every day. John from Denver, Colorado says,
I've always struggled with seasonal allergies, but since I started taking Greska C60 every day, my symptoms have significantly improved. I don't feel congested or tired all the time. It's been an amazing daily detox for my body, and I feel so much more energized.
Emily from Portland, Oregon says,
As an athlete, I was looking for a way to keep my body clean and detoxed. Greska C60 has been a great addition to my routine. I feel less bloated and I feel more clear-headed. Plus, it's helped me with occasional muscle stiffness and aches after intense workouts.
Visit c60.com or call 720-600-6040 today to start your own journey. Use promo code TAMMY at checkout for a special discount.
I had no idea my birth control was behind so many of my symptoms that I had been dealing with. Tammy helped me uncover the connection, and once I made the change, everything started improving. That's from Brittany. Yeah, we do. We dive into some resources, you know. Sometimes we are not clued in to a lot of things that may be causing the signals in our body. So, you know, a 30-minute assessment, we kind of go through some things, and, you know, I've just got some knowledge that I could share with you that might shed some light on some things. So if you feel like you're in a position where you're like, I don't know what else can I do? What could be going wrong? I might be able to help with that. So go to naturallyinspiredstore.com and book your free 30-minute assessment with me today. naturallyinspiredstore.com. Free 30-minute assessment. Oh my goodness. How, you know, just when you think she's gone, and maybe I just don't see her because, again, the algorithm. But just when you think she's gone, she just like rears her head again. And of course, I'm talking about Hillary Clinton. You know, any of these like women that just, you know, man, it just really irks me, you know, when they start talking about, you know, women's rights and feminism. And I just you've ruined it. I was talking about this with Jason this morning. I just get so irritated with these women, these feminists that you've ruined it. You've absolutely ruined it for us. You want all the benefits of the patriarchy without any of the shared responsibility. You know, I call it Carmela syndrome. Are you a fan of The Sopranos? I was. I love The Sopranos. I think we end up watching it every couple years from beginning to end, actually, me and my son. But I call it Carmela syndrome because Carmela damn well knows what's going on in the house. You know, she knows exactly what Tony does, and she buys all the diamonds, and she's got the Mercedes, and she's got all the fancy clothes, and she, you know, whines and complains at him all the time and judges him all the time and tells him, you know, you're doing this, you're doing that. It's not good enough. You're terrible. You're this, you're that. You know what he does. And you're spending the money and you married him, right? She wants all the benefit without any of the consequence. And that to me is feminism. You want all the benefit without any of the consequences. And so what's happened? Oh, now we all got to work. You know, I see these TikTok videos and, you know, the trad wife is trending, right? Thank God I got to be a trad wife. But that was like, I married someone who I knew shared the same values as me. And the trad wife, like, yeah, we don't want to work. No, really? You mean that innate instinct that you have to take care of those babies? You're having a difficult time suppressing that? Shocker, right? Shocker. And so when I see Hillary Clinton and I hear her talking about women's rights, blah, blah, I just want to go, shh. We're to a point now where a gal can't even get a compliment on her dress. You know what I mean? Because I think men are afraid to compliment, you know, because you're going to interpret it as like sexual harassment. I don't. And you know what? Actually, whatever you think of me as a man is none of my business. It's not really my business. I have no control over how other people think. And if you want to compliment me on my dress, I'm going to take that compliment. Thank you very much. And I'm not going to worry about what you're thinking because it's none of my business. Here's Hillary Clinton.
Extreme heat has to be viewed as one of the most dangerous results of the changing climate. And so what are we going to do about it? I mean, it is happening, and we know it's happening. And while we race to find, you know, big changes and transitions that have to go on, we have to worry about what's happening on the ground with so many millions of people, in particular women.
Come again, Hillary. Now climate change is hurting women. Climate change, that ad campaign that you're a part of, is now somehow tied to feminism? What are we doing here? You know, what are we doing? Real strength from, you know, classy women is what we need to be imparting on our young girls. Not this boss babe thing, because you know what? If you have great standards and great morals and great character, you will have a partnership with a man who would do nothing, doesn't want to do anything else but help you, serve you, be with you. They don't know how to wield strength. And they certainly don't know how to wield strength as a woman. And I look at this whole feminism at just another campaign, just another propaganda campaign to separate you from your children, to get them into indoctrination camps, into, AKA schools, so that they can produce little good law-abiding, jump-hooping citizens. And that is the truth about feminism. And this woman has become like a poster child for it. And I remember when she was running for president and I would see, women on Facebook and stuff that I knew. They were like, I'm voting for women today. I'm taking my daughter to vote for this woman today. Puke. She has destroyed. She has been part of destroying strength for women. And, in my book, She's a criminal. Imagine holding this woman up as, the next president and being feeling good about it. Like this is a role model for your daughter. Maybe one day we will have a woman president. I certainly don't want it to be her. It'd be good if we had somebody who understood feminine strength and knew how to wield it. Wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be something? Not these phonies who think you have to whine and complain and be Carmela, right? Take all the good and then not be willing to share any of the consequence. Because that's Hillary Clinton in a nutshell. Gross. I hope she just quietly, just she doesn't look very healthy. So maybe it's time to just ride off into the sunset, I'm kind of hopeful with Gen Z because Gen Z boys aren't having it. They're not interested in your body count. They don't care about your fake lips. They don't care about, all that stuff. They're not having it. And so I see a change in Gen Z boys. And I'm telling you, there's going to be a lot of girls that are going to find it very hard if they continue this superficial behavior of not wanting to give anything and take all of it. If you continue that, it's going to be really difficult for you to get married. And like it or not, you've got an internal clock. You're gonna at some point be a little baby crazy. Unless you're medicating yourself. If you medicate yourself, you may never experience baby crazy. But if you're not medicating yourself, you're gonna experience baby crazy. And then it's gonna be very difficult for you to find a partner because your whole Instagram is full of your body count and what a boss babe you are. And guess what? Gen Z boys aren't having it. A lot of them raised by Gen X, and we don't hold back with our kids. That's one thing I can say about Gen X, as far as parenting. We may be bold, we may be a little rough, but our kids know the truth. If you're really parenting your kids and you haven't been sucked up into the algorithm and captured by the communists in the school system, where you now bow to your kids because your kids are smarter than you because they have a college degree and their professor said, which I see a whole lot of that too. Oh, they must be smarter than me because they got a college degree. You're the grown-up. You're the grown-up and you have wisdom and you are valuable. Do not bend a knee to your college-age kid. I don't know what is happening there. But for the most part, I'm seeing these little glimmers of hope of these Gen Z boys. They ain't having it. They ain't having it. So there's going to be a shift. I see it coming. Next up, your health topic. Let's see if we can squeeze in. I went a little long there. I have another story for you too. We'll do it fast, I promise. This is Naturally Inspired Radio. I'm Tammy Cuthbert Garcia. I'm so glad you're here. We'll be right back.
Did you know that a single collagen supplement could support your heart health, help protect against EMF exposure, and reduce inflammation all at the same time? Our preferred foundational collagen not only supports radiant skin and joint mobility, but also promotes heart health, reduces inflammation, strengthens hair and nails, provides added protection against the effects of EMF exposure, and so much more. Our favorite collagen is super absorbable and easy to take. Just 1 tablespoon in the morning and another in the evening for maximum benefits. Here's what our listeners have to say.
This collagen is so easy to take, I've noticed a huge difference in my hair and nails after just a few weeks.
Since I started using Tammy's preferred collagen, my joints feel more flexible and my skin looks smoother.
Try it today at naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen. When you purchase from Naturally Inspired, you get access to our group health coaching call and so much more. Go to naturalinspiredradio.com/collagen. Did you know that medicinal mushrooms are excellent for pets? Take our preferred pet health products for joint health, skin health, antioxidant protection, cell health, anti-aging benefits, gut health, liver support, cholesterol regulation, blood pressure support, brain health, anxiety relief, respiratory health, endurance and strength, anti-fatigue, and much more. Available in easy-to-take treats, great-tasting gravy, and our pet food blends.
Since adding mushroom dog food to my dog's diet, I've noticed a huge improvement in his energy and coat health. He's like a puppy again, even at 10 years old.
After starting my care on mushroom super sauce, her immune health and digestion have noticeably improved. She's more playful, and her fur has never looked shinier.
Learn how to get free shipping and how to join our monthly mushroom call. Text Tammy with questions or to order at 720-303-8868. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom. That's naturallyinspiredradio.com/mushroom.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio, save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
Welcome back. This is Naturally Inspired Radio. So glad you joined me today for this beautiful Friday afternoon. I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend as we head into it here. I hope we get some good weather here in northern Colorado. I want to go straight to the clip because we got to cover this. HHS Secretary Bobby Kennedy at the UN telling the WHO how America feels about their declarations these days. Here it is, real quick.
Confront the root causes of chronic disease, especially for children. We put nutrition, physical fitness, and responsible medicine back at the center of health. That's why we're calling out the truth. Ultra-processed food is driving chronic disease. America has the highest chronic disease burden on earth. This is both a public health crisis and an economic crisis. We now spend 90% of healthcare costs, about $4 trillion a year, on chronic disease. It's also a national security crisis. 7 out of every 10 American children cannot qualify for military service. America suffers more than anybody else, but this is a global calamity. More than 40 million people die around the world each year from chronic disease, and 7 out of the 10 most common causes of death are chronic disease. President Trump wants to lead the effort globally against ultra-processed foods and the medical and physical illness associated with it. We're calling on the international community to come together to combat this scourge. We cannot defeat the epidemic alone, but the UN's approach is misdirected. It attempts both too little and too much. It exceeds the UN's proper role while ignoring the most pressing health issues. And that's why the United States will reject it. More specifically, we cannot accept language that pushes destructive gender ideology. Neither can we accept claims of a constitutional or international right to abortion. The WHO cannot claim credibility or leadership until it undergoes radical reform. The United States objects to the political...
Is that what you voted for? I mean, this is good news, right? You're seeing it. You're seeing it. We're not going along to get along here. And this declaration that they've been trying to jam down our throats, we've been monitoring it because they keep changing the vocabulary in it. Essentially, what it is they want a declaration. They want this declaration signed by the United States of America so that they can then dictate anytime there is a pandemic. They get to declare the pandemic, and basically our government doesn't get to dictate what happens during that pandemic. The WHO does. That's like a one world government. I mean, I know I'm just a conspiracy theorist and all, but like that is a one world government. That's what and you think they won't weaponize health against you to do that? So this is like crucial that America stays out of this declaration and that they push back against these global entities like the WHO and the UN. So, you gotta love to see that. Let's move on to our health topic, because today's health segment is about understanding how the body works in synergy. Again, there is no silver bullet. But once you understand, that as you start to curate health in your body with your lifestyle choices, everything gets softened, right? Like all the signals start to soften. So here it is. One of the most powerful realizations in health is that the body doesn't operate in isolated parts, not compartmentalized parts. I know the medical model has its specialized areas of practice. And that can be questioned, in my opinion. That should be questioned. We have a heart doctor for our heart. We've got a knee doctor for our knee. We've got a kidney doctor for our kidneys. We've got a brain doctor for our brain. Yet the body works in synergy. So every system is interconnected, and one imbalance ripples through the rest. Think about it like a symphony. The heart, the lungs, the liver, the brain, the hormones, gut, immune system. These are all instruments in the same orchestra. When one instrument is off key, it throws off the whole harmony of the whole piece. So for example, blood sugar spikes don't just affect energy. They can drive inflammation. They strain the liver, and they impact brain clarity. Poor sleep doesn't just lead to fatigue. It disrupts hormones like insulin and cortisol. It leads to cravings during the day. It leads to weight gain and also mood swings. Gut health, that's not just about digestion. It's tied to your immunity. It's tied to your skin health. It's tied to your mental wellness through the gut-brain connection. When we start to see health through this lens, this synergistic lens, the solutions become clearer. It means food is fuel, nourishing the body. When we nourish the body and we use food as fuel, it reduces inflammation. It balances your hormones. It sharpens your focus. It increases the health of your gut microbiome. Same goes with movement. You cannot exercise out a bad diet. But movement doesn't just build muscle. It's not just about muscle. It's not just about, the aesthetic of what movement can create on the outside of your body. It's about your circulation. It's about supporting your detox pathways. And it's about elevating the way you feel, your mood. So same thing like stress management. Stress management isn't just about feeling calm, okay? It preserves your immunity. It protects your heart. It helps regulate your weight. It even balances your gut microbiome. So the body is a whole system. It's not a collection of parts. You can't just give this part a tune-up and have the whole thing work better. It doesn't work that way. It's what you eat. It's how you're sleeping. It's how you're moving. This all creates a chain reaction. It's kind of like a symphony response to the symphony of your body, right? It's this whole thing together. The solution mirrors the biology of your body. So the solution can't be just one thing. It has to mirror the same type of formula that your body expresses, right? Which is synergistic. So the solution is synergistic. When you do this, right, when you focus on nutrition, when you focus on how you're supplementing your body with a goal, supplementation is very important, but you need a goal with it. You need to know why you're taking it and what impact you want to make with it. Very important. So what you eat, how you're supplementing, how you're sleeping. Are you curating a sleep hygiene routine that the outcome of it is quality sleep, where your body gets a chance to set its circadian rhythm and go through the detox process that happens when you're sleeping? Very important. How you move. Are you using your muscles in the best way you know how to support your blood sugar levels, to support the insulin in your body? This creates a chain reaction when you come, at it from this approach, that this is a synergistic body, instead of just like, I just want to take this. I just want to do this. If I do this, I'll fix it. You won't. You've got to treat the whole body. And I know that term, like everybody's into whole body, right? Whole foods, whole body. But do you know what that means? Do you truly understand what that means? Because that means managing your emotions. That means managing your environment the best that you can. You don't have to be perfect at all of this stuff. That's the good news. But you've got to put into each of these categories in order to get the body moving in the right direction to curate health. So when you choose wisely in one area, the benefits then cascade everywhere else, right? Nutrition is your biggest, your biggest area of improvement that you can make. And you can't just be like, I'm cutting carbs, but also I do have a couple rolls, buttered rolls or honey rolls from Texas Roadhouse or what have you, wherever they sell those rolls. No shade to Texas Texas Roadhouse. Got to get dialed in. This is an orchestra. You've been listening to Naturally Inspired Radio. We've been here all week, and we'll be back on Monday at 3 o'clock. See you then. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Are you ready to stay informed and inspired 24/7? Tune in to Naturally Inspired Radio anytime, anywhere. Visit naturallyinspiredradio.com, or for the best mobile experience, download the Simple Radio app. Search for Naturally Inspired Radio. Save it to your favorites, and click on the graphic to listen instantly. Catch live broadcasts, revisit past shows, dive into long-form podcast conversations, and discover rare, censored presentations by leading health experts. Plus, explore documentaries uncovering the hidden truths of occult and esoteric history. Stay connected, stay inspired. Naturally Inspired Radio is always at your fingertips. Tune in now. For health questions or comments, text Tammy directly at 720-303-8868. naturallyinspiredradio.com.
Nearly 40% of Americans struggle with a $400 emergency expense. An extra $300 a month can be the difference between stability and financial stress.
Are you feeling the pinch of rising expenses? Imagine what an extra $300, $500, or even $1,000 a month can do for you. Introducing a simple 3-step system designed to help you create a steady income without the overwhelm. Step 1, follow our easy-to-use plan. Step 2, take small, consistent actions. Step 3, stay motivated with weekly coaching designed to keep you on track and moving forward. Whether you're saving for a family vacation, paying down debt, or just looking for breathing room, this system is for you. You don't need special skills, just the desire to make change. Join a growing community of success stories today. Visit simpleincome.info or text 720-764-7448.